There's now a very fast way to migrate your grades from Isidore into Banner, which is the system of record, which is located within Porches. To migrate your grades, first thing you want to do is make sure your grades are correct within Isidore, and then go to the Import and Export tab within the Gradebook tool. Go to the Banner compatible grade export column and then scroll down, and you'll find that there's 2 buttons for midterm grades and 1 for final grades. The download midterm grades file button might be disabled. You might have to first lock in your midterm grades, and the process for doing that is very easy. You just click on this button and then it will pull up your grades, and you can just verify that those are correct for midterms, and then just press save changes. You only need to do this at midterms, and then just click on this button to download a export file for midterms. So in this instance, I'm just going to click on this button and download this file to my downloads folder so I know exactly where it is. I've already done this a few times, so it's going to tell me that I've already saved the file, and yes, I do want to replace it since I've saved it multiple times. There's no need to make any changes to this file. It's formatted precisely for Banner, so you shouldn't run into any problems uploading it. One thing that you should know is that if you have merged two or more courses into a single Isidore site, so for instance, if this was COM 100 section 28 and section 27, that's totally fine. You can use the same exact file for both of those sections. Banner will recognize and will sort students based on their ID numbers, so it's okay to have that same merged file. No need to separate out any sections. Then go into Porches and click on the Faculty Resources tab, then scroll down to the Quick Links area and click on Faculty Grade Entry. Then click on the Faculty Grade Entry link within the system. We are now in the Banner system. You might be able to tell by the web address. So I'll click on Faculty Grade Entry, and it's going to pull up the list of courses for which I'm the instructor of record. I'm now going to switch into a test system to show you test courses where I'm a fake instructor of record. So in my I have a final grades tab and a midterm grades tab. So in this case, I'm just importing my midterm grades. So I will click on the midterm grades tab. Then I'll click on the section that has the grades that I first want to import. So I'll be doing section 28. It pulls up a list of my students, and then I can click on the gear icon in the top right hand corner and then click on import. Then I can click on this little browse button here. It's kind of hard to see, but click on that and then find the Excel file and then press open and then press upload. And then press continue. The file has uploaded even though it doesn't really necessarily look like it has. So press continue and then press preview, or sorry, it will go to the preview section, and then you'll be able to see a preview of the grades that you're importing. Everything should kind of line up here. It's just kind of validation step. Press continue. This is a mapping step. Again, this should be taken care of. There should be nothing you need to do here, but basically it's just kind of confirming that this is the term code, this is the CRN, which is the registration number, I think, for your course, and these are the ID numbers for your students. So again, this is more of a verification. It all looks good and it should be formatted great or perfectly, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything here. Press continue, and then you'll have a validation step, and again, this is just a verification. I do have errors in my specific file. That's because I'm using a test system, so I have errors, but you probably will not. If you do have some errors here, you can download the validation report and then consult with the Center for Online Learning for assistance. So go ahead and press continue, and then finally press finish. When the page refreshes, it will take you back to the main page of your grading, and now my grading status has changed from not started to in progress, and I can click on this. And it might actually be green for completed if you've actually imported grades for every student, but I haven't in this case. So I can go in and make adjustments for any students that I didn't have in that import file. Again, you probably won't have to do this step. If for any reason the save button is disabled, go ahead and just change a grade from whatever it was for that student to something else. So let's say an A-, I'll change it to an A, and I'll change it back to an A-, and that should make the save button usable again. So I'll press the save button, and now it says that my grades are completed because I've input a grade for every student. There's a slight difference between midterm grades and final grades. There's another column for final grades. So there's this thing called rolled, and any day of the grading window, you can have you can input your grades, but then you can make changes to those grades until midnight of that day. At midnight of that day that you enter those grades, the grades will essentially roll into the system, the registrar system. And then after that point, you will not be able to make changes to those grades without going through the registrar's change of grade entry process, which I believe is also on that faculty quick links area in Porches. So once the grades have rolled in this green here, you won't be able to make those changes. So then consult with the registrar's office. You can follow the exact same steps for your other course, and that is the easy way to import your grades from Isidore into Banner.